Hey, it's Rebecca Mickey here, and welcome to the 10-minute masterclass. In this masterclass, I'm going to be talking all about summer sleep tips and the ways that we can help your child get the best sleep possible. So let's get started. Summer is lighter evenings. We're a lot more active later in the day as we have those longer days. And so we can find that sleep can get disrupted. So we're going to be looking at different ways that we can ensure that we keep on track with your child's sleep. So what you may need to do, you may need to adjust your child's sleep environment. And how are we going to do this? Well, one thing we want to make sure is that we do have blackout blinds. Blackout blinds are a must. In the summer, it is light very late and it starts getting light really, really early. And when we're in this natural light, we do not produce melatonin. And melatonin is a hormone we produce that induces sleep. We really want to make the most of this. So we need the sleep space to be dark. So I do suggest that the room is dark. And so some blackouts there are a must. And then you will have that blackout up or those curtains, blinds closed when you are doing your child's either nap time routine or their nighttime routine. So you will have those there then. Make sure that any lights that you have on, because you do still need to see what you're doing, so make sure any lights that you have on have incandescent bulbs. We don't want any energy saving light bulbs here because those are the same spectrum as sunlight, and again those inhibit the production of melatonin, and so we don't want those in the sleep space. So make sure that you have incandescent bulbs there in the bedroom, in a lamp or any lights that you have there, so that when you're going in, you're closing up the curtains, making it nice and dark in the space, and then you can turn that lamp on so you can still see what you're doing. You can still go through your routines, but your child is then beginning to produce melatonin. And that then is actually going to make their whole falling asleep and remaining asleep just a little bit easier. So blackouts are a must. You really want to make sure as well that you keep the space as cool as possible. We sleep better between 65 and 70 degrees. And so that means that we need to make sure that the space is cool. Even 65 to 70 may be a little low if you live somewhere where it's really warm and you have air conditioning, but it's going to cost you a fortune to keep it down to that temperature. So getting it as cool as you can. Now, the things you can do is keeping the curtains closed in the room can actually help keep the space cool. Having a fan with some moving air in the room as well can just make us feel a little bit cooler. You don't want to have a fan directly on your child, but just have the air moving around the room can really, really help. So look at ways to keep that space as cool and as dark as possible. You want to make sure that your routines are really, really relaxing. We're much more physically active during the summer months. As I say, we're doing a lot more outside later in the evenings. So we want to make sure our routines are really, really relaxing. So just give your routine just sort of a little audit. Do a little routine audit there, and you can tweak and change it as you need to. I would do as much of your routine as you possibly can in your child's sleep space, where it is nice and cool, where you have the blackout up with your little light on with its incandescent bulb, and just making sure that this routine is relaxing as possible. So what is relaxing to your child? If they've come from being really busy outside and really active, we want to help them just to relax a little bit more. So you may want to actually spend a little bit longer on your routines, having a bit of a transitional period before even starting the routine. That could maybe reading some books, having a bath as well. A lot of times that's actually really relaxing. Drop the temperature a little bit. It shouldn't be so warm. That's actually going to help your child to relax. If they've been busy, chances are you're going to be bathing them a little more if they're a lot more active. And so dropping the temperature of the bath can actually really, really help. If they have been so active and they're napping as they normally do, as I say, keep saying we're so much more active during the summer months that you may actually find that your child is really tired come the end of the day, you may want to bring your bedtime a little bit earlier. Now, don't make it too early, because if your child goes down to sleep too early, they may just treat that as a nap. They may nap for an hour, but then need to be up for hours and hours and hours before going down for the night. So a 30-minute earlier bedtime, I think, may be helpful if they are so tired. Another thing that can really help your child is to stay out of the sun as much as possible during the day. So make sure that they're wearing a hat or playing in the shade, because we don't want them then having the effects of too much sun exposure. One of those can be dealing with sunstroke or dealing with heat stroke, and that's then going to affect absolutely everything. So staying out of the sun as much as possible. Let me know what questions you have and what other summer sleep tips you have by leaving them in the comments here. And I will see you in the next 10-minute masterclass.